In this video, we're going to look at topic 89, example 5, use nth roots to solve equations. So we're told to solve the equation 2x to the fifth equals 64. Quite simple. Your first step is to isolate your variable. So divide both sides by 2. So we get x to the fifth would be equal to 32. And if you're trying to undo an exponent of 5, so you have a base of x, there's two things you can do. But the first thing, or really what I'm going to recommend that you do, is you take the fifth root of x to the fifth. All right, and by taking the fifth root, you're undoing that 5. Because remember, this piece becomes x to the 5 over 5, which is just x to the first. Okay, so we're not going to write that out. We don't need to show that. But know to undo an exponent, you can take the root of that same number. So we take the fifth root of x to the fifth, and we get x. And then the fifth root of 32, which we've done a handful of times through these videos, is 2, but just to make sure you remember how to use the calculator, math, option number 5, take our roots here, and then we're going to take the fifth root of 32. And whatever number it happens to be, typing in, just make sure you're careful with that, and we get a 2. You do want to be careful. Remember, if you're using even indexes, you're going to need to take the positive and negative roots. But in this case, our index was 5, it was odd, so we don't have to worry about positives and negatives. Let's just say that this was, let's say it was x to the fourth, and let's use 16. Okay. I would take the fourth root of each side. I would get x equals, using the calculator, if you're unsure, take the fourth root of 16, which is 2. Since we used an even index, we would need to say positive and negative. Okay, so do be careful with that. Just remember, even index means you're going to use the positive and negative roots, but in this example that they gave us, it was an odd index, so we just stick with the solution that we got. All right, that's it. You can look at the concept. It talks about what we've covered before, raising like powers to powers property. That's the other method you could use. I'm not a big fan of using the powers of powers property here. I think if you just take the roots, because that's what we've been using the last couple examples, it just makes more sense. All right, that's it for that example. Nice.